Welcome to the world of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. Enjoy the listening. Setting the stage. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, Unity was forged through the intricate infrastructure managed by the Galactic Council. This immense organization maintained hyperspace relays, massive, sophisticated structures that allowed seamless communication and navigation between distant star systems. These relays were the lifeblood of intergalactic civilization, connecting billions of lives across light years. One such relay, the Celaris node, was a marvel of engineering, constructed in the volatile orbit of a dying star. Its position ensured optimal coverage for dozens of systems, but the same conditions that made it efficient also rendered it dangerous. The star's decay had accelerated, emitting bursts of radiation and gravitational surges that disrupted the relay's functionality. Now, the Celaris node was failing. Communication across vast sectors of space had already degraded, and the ripple effects threatened to cascade into chaos. Entire systems faced a risk of isolation, economic collapse, and an inability to coordinate crucial resources. The Galactic Council had no choice but to deploy the galaxy's finest engineers to repair the relay before the damage became irreversible. Enter the engineers. The repair effort brought together some of the most advanced engineering teams in the galaxy. From the crystalline intelligence of the Vrogan, known for their ability to manipulate molecular structures, to the Ythiri, whose precision robotics had been compared to works of art, each species contributed their best. The scene buzzed with alien technologies, floating platforms, tools that seemed to grow organically from their users' hands, and energy fields shimmering in unnatural colors. Amid this spectacle of innovation stood Sarah, humanity's lone representative. She was a soft-spoken, unassuming figure, with a modest toolkit slung over her shoulder. While other engineers arrived with entourages and elaborate equipment, Sarah carried a simple bag of tools and a quiet air of confidence. Her presence was met with skepticism. The Kreneth engineer sneered, his mandibles clicking. A human? They sent one human. The others laughed, dismissing her as unnecessary and redundant. Humans, they whispered, were overly reliant on primitive creativity and lacked the refinement of advanced species. To them, Sarah was little more than a symbolic gesture from a relatively young and inexperienced race. Initial impressions. Sarah's arrival at the relay site only deepened the alien engineer's disdain. The Celaris node floated precariously close to the dying star, its structure battered by waves of radiation. Gravitational anomalies caused the surrounding space to warp unpredictably, throwing repair platforms off balance and rendering drones unreliable. The scene was chaotic. Teams scrambled to secure their equipment, and the relay's automated defenses struggled to compensate for the instability. Yet, amid the turmoil, Sarah remained calm, quietly surveying the damage. Her toolkit, filled with basic instruments like wrenches, cables, and diagnostic tablets, earned more than a few smirks. "What's she going to do with those relics?" a Vrogan muttered. Others agreed, dismissing her as overrated before returning to their complex machinery. Sarah ignored the jibes, observing the situation with sharp, calculating eyes, foreshadowing the challenge. Despite their technological prowess, the alien team struggled to make progress. The dying star's radiation shorted out delicate systems, and gravitational anomalies disrupted precise calibrations. One by one, their carefully constructed plans failed. Sarah noticed a flaw in their approach. The alien engineers clung to rigid methodologies, unable to adapt to the chaos surrounding them. Their equipment was too delicate, too dependent on ideal conditions. As she stood at the edge of the observation deck, a sudden energy surge rippled through the station, causing lights to flicker and equipment to fail. The alien teams panicked, scrambling to stabilize their systems. Sarah, however, remained calm. Turning to the group, she broke her silence. "You might want to rethink your approach," she said, her voice steady. The aliens stared at her, incredulous. Little did they know, Sarah was about to show them why humanity's engineers were anything but overrated. The dire situation, The challenges of repairing the Celeris node were far beyond what most engineers had faced. The dying star nearby belched waves of intense radiation, frying even the most advanced electronics. Protective shielding systems failed unpredictably, forcing engineers to work in brief intervals before retreating to safer zones. Gravitational instability further complicated the situation. The star's decay created erratic gravitational surges, causing tools, drones, and even workers to be thrown off balance. Large equipment, normally the pride of the alien teams, became liabilities, as the delicate machinery couldn't adapt to the chaotic environment. The relay station itself added another layer of difficulty. Its position near the star was chosen for optimal signal coverage centuries ago, but now it was a nightmare to access. The structure was vast and intricate, with narrow maintenance corridors and systems designed to be serviced only under ideal conditions. Despite these obstacles, the alien engineers clung rigidly to their protocols. The Vrogan insisted on molecular resequencers, which shorted out under radiation. The Yithri deployed their precision drones, only to watch them spin uncontrollably in the fluctuating gravity. Time and again, their elaborate plans failed, leaving the relay in even worse condition. Sarah's observation. As the alien team struggled, Sarah quietly observed. She spent hours poring over the relay's blueprints and monitoring the equipment failures. Her eyes narrowed as she noticed a recurring pattern. The alien engineers designed their systems with an assumption of perfect conditions. They're so focused on precision, she thought, that they can't handle unpredictability. Sarah began to formulate a plan. Unlike her counterparts, she didn't aim for a perfect repair. Instead, she envisioned a temporary solution, a gravity-stabilized platform constructed from salvage parts. It wouldn't be elegant, but it would work. Gathering the alien engineers, she laid out her idea. "We don't need perfection," she said. "We need stability. If we build a platform here," she pointed to a schematic, "we can neutralize the gravitational surges long enough to fix the relay." The room fell silent, save for the hum of failing equipment, rejection, and mockery. The silence was broken by laughter. A towering Kreneth engineer sneered, his voice dripping with condescension. "A platform? Using salvage parts? We didn't travel light years to use scrap metal and duct tape." The other engineers chimed in, dismissing Sarah's idea as primitive and beneath their advanced capabilities. The Vrogan muttered something about human improvisation being little more than guesswork. Sarah met their mockery with a calm, determined expression. "You've tried your way," she said evenly. "How's that working out for you?" Without waiting for permission, she began scavenging parts from discarded equipment. She repurposed radiation shielding panels, reinforced support struts, and jury-rig control units. While the aliens muttered and shook their heads, Sarah modified their tools to suit her simpler design philosophy, a critical failure. As Sarah worked, the alien teams attempted yet another repair, deploying their most advanced systems in a final, desperate effort. The result was catastrophic. A sudden gravitational shift tore through their equipment, sending drones crashing into the relay. One Yithri barely avoided being crushed by a collapsing support structure. Panic spread among the alien teams. They scrambled to retreat, abandoning their tools and equipment. Some argued for immediate evacuation, unwilling to risk further lives. In the chaos, Sarah remained focused. Her scavenge platform was already taking shape, a patchwork of materials that seemed crude compared to the alien equipment, but was designed to withstand the unpredictable conditions. The Council, desperate and out of options, reluctantly authorized Sarah to proceed. "You're our last hope," one counselor said grimly. Sarah didn't respond. She simply nodded and got back to work, her resolve unwavering. For the first time, the alien engineers began to realize that the human might succeed where they had failed. Unorthodox methods. Sarah worked tirelessly, her movements precise and deliberate. Even as radiation storms and gravitational surges threatened to disrupt her progress, the gravity-stabilized platform she envisioned began to take shape. Unlike the sleek and advanced equipment favored by her alien counterparts, her design embraced simplicity and durability. She used counterweights to balance the platform, ensuring it would remain stable despite the chaotic gravitational fluctuations. Manual overrides replaced fragile automated systems, allowing for real-time adjustments if the star's decay created unexpected shifts. A jury-rigged AI, crafted from repurposed alien tech, became her silent assistant. The AI monitored gravitational data in real time and provided adjustments to keep the platform operational. What truly set her approach apart was her ability to blend technologies. While the alien engineers relied on perfect conditions for their equipment, Sarah modified their tools for redundancy and durability. She reinforced delicate machinery with salvage parts, prioritizing function over form. At first, the alien engineers dismissed her methods as crude, but as the platform began to stabilize, a few grew curious. A Vrogan engineer cautiously approached, his crystalline limbs clicking in fascination. "You used a heat shield as a counterweight?" he asked, incredulous. "It's heavy, durable, and we weren't using it," Sarah replied with a shrug. Her pragmatic approach earned her a few nods of begrudging respect. Coordination and leadership. As the platform neared completion, Sarah realized she couldn't do it alone. The alien engineers, though skeptical, still possessed unparalleled expertise in their specialized fields. Sarah gathered the remaining teams, addressing them with calm determination. "We don't have time for debates or perfection," she said, her voice steady but firm. "This platform will stabilize the relay long enough for us to repair it, but I need your help to finish it." Her words didn't command, but inspired. By clearly explaining the mechanics of her solution and showing her confidence in their abilities, she motivated the alien teams to act. Sarah broke the task into smaller, manageable parts, assigning roles based on each species' strengths. The Vrogan's precision in molecular manipulation reinforced the platform's structural integrity. The Ythri's drones, now retrofitted for durability, adjusted the platform's alignment. Even the Kreneth, who had mocked her earlier, lent their strength to install key components. Sarah's adaptability became a stark contrast to the rigid methods the aliens had relied on. Where they saw insurmountable problems, she saw opportunities to improvise and adapt. Slowly, a sense of teamwork began to emerge, with Sarah as its quiet but undeniable leader. Rising tension. As the platform neared completion, the dying star unleashed another energy surge. The relay's structure groaned under the strain, and radiation levels spiked dangerously. Panic rippled through the alien teams. Some argued for immediate evacuation. "This mission is doomed," one alien shouted. "Better to cut our losses than risk our lives." Sarah turned to face them, her expression calm but resolute. "If we leave now, we condemn billions of lives to chaos. Trade routes will collapse. Emergency medical supplies won't reach the systems that need them. Entire colonies will be cut off." She paused, letting the weight of her words sink in. "We can still fix this. We're so close. I'm not giving up, and neither should you." Her resolve cut through the fear. Inspired by her courage, the alien teams returned to their posts, determined to see the mission through. The final push. With the platform operational, the relay repair entered its most critical phase. Sarah climbed onto the platform herself, making final adjustments amid a storm of radiation and gravitational surges. Her jury-rigged AI monitored the star's fluctuations, sending constant data to her handheld tablet. Meanwhile, the alien teams worked to stabilize the relay. The Vrogan engineers strengthened the relay's connections, while the Ythri drones delicately calibrated its sensors. The Kreneth operated heavy machinery, realigning the relay's damaged components. As Sarah tightened the last bolt on the platform, the star emitted a massive gravitational pulse. The platform groaned but held firm, its counterweights shifting in perfect synchronization. Stabilization achieved, the AI reported. Sarah didn't pause to celebrate. "Activate the relay now," she shouted. The alien teams obeyed, rerouting power to the relay's core systems. A tense silence followed as the relay hummed to life. The miracle revealed. The hum grew louder, building into a resonant frequency that filled the chamber. Then, with a flash of light, the relay came back online. Across the galaxy, communication was restored. Starships received their navigation updates. Trade routes reopened, and billions of lives were saved from impending chaos. The alien engineers stared at the platform, its patchwork design both crude and brilliant. What they had dismissed as scrap metal and duct tape had stabilized a structure their advanced technology couldn't handle. The Krenith, who had mocked her earlier, approached Sarah. You did it. You actually did it," he said, his tone a mix of disbelief and awe. Sarah wiped sweat from her brow and smiled faintly. "It wasn't just me. We all did it. I just reminded you that sometimes simple solutions work best." The aliens nodded, their earlier arrogance replaced by newfound respect. In that moment, they understood what made humanity's engineers special: their creativity, adaptability, and refusal to quit in the face of impossible odds. For Sarah, it wasn't a miracle, it was problem-solving. But to the aliens who witnessed it, it was nothing short of extraordinary. Aftermath. With the hyperspace relay stabilized and communications restored across the galaxy, the Galactic Council convened to acknowledge the success of the mission. Though reluctant to admit their own shortcomings, they commended Sarah for her ingenuity and leadership. "Your efforts have prevented a catastrophe of galactic proportions," one counselor stated formally. "On behalf of the Galactic Council, we offer our gratitude." Among the alien engineers, the reactions were mixed. Some, like the Vrogan who had assisted her in reinforcing the platform, were humbled and openly praised her ingenuity. Others struggled to reconcile their earlier disdain for her methods with the undeniable success she achieved. When the council offered Sarah a formal commendation, she accepted it with quiet humility. "Thank you," she said simply, avoiding any grand gestures. To her, it was never about recognition. Reflections on humanity. Later, as the engineers dismantled their equipment and prepared to leave, a Yithri engineer paused to reflect. Turning to a fellow alien, he murmured, "Humans, they're not like us. We rely on our technology, our protocols, our systems. But they adapt. They see chaos and find order. They solve problems no one else can." His companion nodded slowly, watching Sarah double-check the platform's stability before leaving. Maybe that's what makes them special. Not their tools, but their creativity, their determination. Sarah's perspective. When one engineer asked Sarah how she managed to succeed where others failed, she shrugged. "It's just problem-solving. Sometimes, the simplest solutions are the most effective." Her unassuming attitude left a lasting impression. Ending on a high note, as the team departed, the relay hummed steadily, its signal stretching across the stars. Humanity's reputation had shifted, perhaps not fully embraced, but undeniably changed. The galaxy would never look at human engineers the same way again.